Bible Activities for Kids family. I want to welcome you to episode number 8 of our Bible in a Year series. I'm so glad that you are here. I just want to remind you that if you've already subscribed to our channel, to just go down into our description box and you will find the link for some of our free resources. If you've not yet subscribed, please do so and then go down to the description box and click on that link for your free resources. Now, today, our story comes from Exodus 11 and 12, but I'm going to tell you that story and we're going to read together our Bible verse, which is going to come from the book of Psalm 34 verse 7. Now, as per usual, I'm going to give you some time to find Psalm 34 verse 7. I think maybe you would have found it by now. And Psalm 34:7 in the New International Version says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." Now, our story is about deliverance. Deliverance. It's about freedom. Oh, you know what, boys and girls? There were some of God's people in Egypt, and they were having a really rough time because the Egyptians were treating them really badly. And so God sent Moses down to rescue them. But when Moses went down, the Pharaoh, he did not want to let them go. God sent several bad things to happen on the land. Those are called plagues. There were things like frogs jumping all around, like their water turning into blood. Would you like water like that? Like their animals getting sick, like bugs around. Oh, it was a terrible time. But no matter what, the Pharaoh said, "No, I am not letting them go." And then God said, "Well, I'm going to rescue my people." And so, you know what he did, boys and girls? He sent a very, very harsh one, a very, very harsh punishment because the Pharaoh refused to listen. God said, "Well, I have tried everything for you to let the people go. And since you did not, at midnight, I am going to send an angel of death. And every firstborn child will die." That's really sad, boys and girls. A sad punishment for choosing not to listen to God. But Moses, he said, "Israelites, God has given us specific instructions. And if you want your firstborn child to live, this is what you need to do. Every family must get a perfect 1-year-old lamb. In 4 days' time, at around sunset, the father of each family is to kill the lamb and then save some of the blood and then sprinkle this blood on the sides and the top of your doorframe. And then after this, nobody is to leave the house until morning because God is going to send an angel of death and the firstborn in every family will die except those houses that have the blood on their doorposts." Well, boys and girls, do you think the Israelites obeyed God? Yes, they did. They got the blood and put it on their doorposts. So all the Israelites' family had the blood on the doorposts, but the Egyptians, they didn't have the blood on their doorposts. So in the morning, do you know what had happened? Something really sad. All the firstborn for the Egyptians had died. But the firstborn for the Israelites were alive. And then Pharaoh, he said, "You know what? Go. Leave the country. Go, 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 go." And so the Israelites were finally free. They were no longer enslaved by the Egyptians. And they celebrated it because they were so happy. Now, boys and girls, this is somewhat of a sad story because the children of the Egyptians had to die. But in this story is an important lesson for us all. It tells us that we should always listen to God. The second thing it tells us is that the blood which was put on the doorpost was what helped to identify that family as being followers of God. And so when Jesus came to die for us, his blood covers us. And so, boys and girls, if you ask Jesus into your heart, you are showing that you belong to Jesus. And so because you belong to Jesus, the angel of the Lord will protect you. As our memory verse says, the angel of the Lord encamps, that means surrounds those who fear him, and he delivers them from all troubles. I want to encourage you, boys and girls, to accept Jesus and accept his gift and say, Jesus, I want to belong to you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of our Bible in a Year series. And guess what? We will see you next time in our next podcast.